Hey, what is going on, y'all? It's your boy Xeno Martinez here, and I am excited because Healers finally got a scientific ninja tool called Scattered Rain. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Initially, I was disappointed because it's basically a reskin of the Japanese umbrella, which was a reskin of the Sakura staff. But I gotta admit that as I was practicing with the weapon, I low-key found myself loving it. So for today's video, we're basically going to be going over a breakdown of the combos that I found with this video, and later on I'll be providing some of my thoughts on whether or not it's actually something that you should work to get. But before I do that, I do want to clarify that I won't be sharing the base combos for this weapon, but I do recommend that you check out my Japanese umbrella tutorial to actually learn them. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Alright, y'all, so as I mentioned, the Scattered Rain Scientific Ninja Tool does have a similar combo to the Japanese umbrella as well as the Sakura staff. Where it differentiates itself though is with the double heavy. So when you press triangle, triangle, that's when you actually get the beam that pushes your opponents away. Now, one of the other ways in which it differentiates itself is with the square, triangle, square, or basically light into heavy into light combo. So this is very different. So basically the light attack into the heavy launches your enemies in the air, and then an additional light allows you to be able to hit them. Now you can also do that with light, heavy into light into heavy, heavy. So as you can see here, you basically do those 3 hits, wait till your opponent lands on the ground, and then pop the double heavy. With this one is basically you can jump into the air and do a jump heavy or jump heavy heavy. So either way you can do either one. It's different variations, but it's quite fun. And to be honest with you, the beam actually offers a lot of damage. Now these are where things start to get interesting. So for this one, you do a light into heavy into basically the ground combo with the Sakura staff. And as I mentioned, you can check out my Japanese umbrella tutorial, which basically breaks down some of the base combos for the weapon. But this is how you're able to do it. You're able to do a light into a heavy, which launches them in the air, and then basically get into the ground combo once the opponent lands on the ground. So for this combo, it's basically the light into heavy into light. Then you want to press L2 to dash forward, then press light attack, and then do an additional light attack once you land. So once again, it's light into heavy into light, dash forward, light, wait till you hit the ground, light attack again. For this one, it's light, heavy into light, L2 dash forward into ground combo. So for this one, it can be a little bit more complicated, but it actually was quite fun when you land it. So basically what you want to do is you want to do your light into heavy into light attack. Then you want to do L2 light to basically hit them right as they're about to hit the ground. And then you basically press jump and light to basically do a combo once they land on the floor that 3rd time. Or 2nd time actually. So for this attack, it's basically light into heavy into light. The L2 dash forward, and then do basically the double heavies once you're in the air. So this one has a similar concept, except you're gonna basically do the light into heavy, wait till your opponent hits the ground, pop a ground combo with only 3 squares, then press L2 side dash, or you can do a forward dash into a light attack and then into your heavy. So it's a little bit more complicated, and I definitely recommend that you practice it before you actually do it in the pit or in online game modes. Now for this one, it's also utilizing the light into heavy into light combo with the L2 light, and also double heavy once your opponent lands on the ground.
Let's put some gravy on
Discovering this combo was actually quite fun. So basically what you do is you press triangle 1 to do an L2 dash forward right as you hit the opponent, L2 dash forward, triangle, L2 dash forward into an additional heavy. Now you only can do 3 heavy attacks, and for this one you can also do heavy into your ninja tool, but you got to do L2 dash forward because, as I mentioned, the beam usually makes you do a backflip, so popping the L2 dash will allow you to basically be able to move forward, and you can see it here as well. Right when the beam hits, I pop L2 dash forward and move forward. Same concept here, but you can actually utilize ninjutsus after pressing the double heavies. So you can use ninjutsus like Tsukiyomi, you could even use heavy boulder, and I've also been able to do a nervous system rupture. Now for this one is basically you're doing a heavy with the beam hit into L2 dash forward into stun. Now I do want to say that you actually will knock your opponent out of its hit, so you want to make sure that you're not doing that. Now for this one, it's basically a similar chain, which is just heavy into L2 dash forward into triangle, or heavy. Now this is where things start to get fun, because basically for this one, what you want to do is you want to do the light into heavy into light into L2 dash forward, and then you want to actually kind of either hit yourself moving back or move to the side. No L2, just basically hit your controller back, then push it back forward, and then basically hit them with a light attack, which is a stun. Now this is crazy. I found this out. So basically what you want to do is you want to press triangle to hit the heavy. Once the heavy hits, you basically press R2 triangle to basically pop it once again. But you can time it just correctly because, as I mentioned, the beam does knock you back after the second hit. So what you want to do is you can, like right as you're about to land, you prop R2 heavy and basically you combo cancel the heavy attack. Now this one is also pretty cool. It's another variation of it where you basically press heavy, then you side dash or forward dash into heavy, and you can basically repeat it. So you can continue to do either one of these advanced moves infinitely. So it's pretty cool. Now, something to keep in mind, and it's something that we discovered when we were actually working on this video, and actually big shout out to Scouts, or aka Hey There, for helping me out with this video. It was a lot of fun working with him, and we were able to really figure out a lot of stuff with this weapon. But one of the things that you can observe from this clip is that basically when you're doing the side into heavy, unfortunately the heavy does not actually break your guard. We don't necessarily know why, but it doesn't. And so that's something to really keep in mind, that if your opponents actually block that initial hit, then your heavy isn't going to break their guard, and you're not going to be able to kind of continue the combo. So one of the ways in which I recommend actually getting this hit off is that you go into the stun first and then you go into the combo. But with that being said, there is a strong possibility that your opponent may actually get hit out of the combo itself. Now, I know that on a lot of these videos, you all often ask me, so is this weapon actually worth getting? And to be quite honest with you, my absolute opinion is yes, this weapon is worth getting. And the reason for that is because yes, the combos are very similar to the Sakura staff or the Japanese umbrella, but at the same time, they are very different in regards to everything that you're basically seeing in this video. And in addition to that, this weapon actually hits a lot harder than both of those weapons. And the truth is that the Sakura staff was actually the best healer weapon prior to this weapon being released. So when it comes to the Scattered Rain, I definitely say that it has taken over the lead as far as healer weapons, and definitely something that should become meta for a healer main. So if you haven't already gotten the Scattered Rain Scientific Ninja Tool, I recommend that you highly get it, because its damage output is really strong. And in addition to that, I do want to be honest with you and say that sometimes its combos can be a little bit of wonky though. So there are often times where you will find that as you're doing combos, sometimes your opponents get hit out of it sooner than expected, or sometimes the combos just don't even land when they're supposed to. So that's probably something that maybe the devs will need to fix over time. But even with that, I definitely recommend getting this weapon. I don't regret using it. I actually secretly love it. So with that being said, please, if you already have the weapon, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, let me know if this video was helpful to you all in any way, shape, or form. And with that being said, y'all already know it's hard out here, but what? Your boy wouldn't know.